there's a certain amount of undivided attention that I'm willing to give somebody, truly unconditional. And if I've given them that amount of time and they don't go with me, I'm not sour about it and I'm not rubbed the wrong way. Okay. But there's a point where if you go beyond that now, if they don't use you, your feelings about that person or that situation will turn into resentment. One of the things that we want to measure as quickly as possible is whether or not we're the favorite or the fool. And you know that you've heard me talk about this quite a bit. I think that you made all of the right moves, especially seeing that this is like as an agent, this is your first seller appointment, right? And what we want to do is find out as quickly as possible who is open to our influence and who is not. And I think for me, I don't think that I necessarily have any statistical advantage over anybody else in terms of getting deals across the finish line, but I do get more deals across the finish line than maybe your average person, purely because of where I decide to focus my time and energy. And so I only focus it on those moments with those customers or clients or sellers or buyers, whoever you want to call them. I only spend time with people who I know that to pretty high certainty that there's no one else that they're talking to, right? Now, I've given you guys all a copy of the Full Fee Agent or told you guys to go buy it. I know that the Full Fee Agent, the way that they kind of outline it, though, is to say pretty much if they're not committed to working with you right on the phone, then maybe that's not an appointment worth going to. I think my opinion on this is a little bit different, where I will still give someone, there's a certain amount of undivided attention that I'm willing to give somebody, truly unconditional. And if I've given them that amount of time and they don't go with me, I'm not sour about it and I'm not rubbed the wrong way. Okay. But there's a point where if you go beyond that now, if they don't use you, your feelings about that person or that situation will turn into resentment. Okay. So you have to really know where that line is going to be for each and every person. For me, it's probably about 1 hour of my time is generally how I look at it. And the reason why I still have some amount of time that I'm willing to give unconditionally is because I also do understand that I may need to give up some of my time in order for them to at least get to know like who I am and have an opportunity to even be sold on me, right? Does that make a little bit sense? Okay. So it makes sense that you've put in a certain amount of work, and the fact that they have mentioned another agent possibly doing an open house or maybe insinuating that they're going with somebody else, it makes sense that now that has turned into, rubbing the wrong way is just another word for resentment. I mean, just plain and simple, right? So there are some checkpoints along the way that, or some check boxes that you might want to check. So one of those things could be perhaps after the first meeting. Actually, this is what I do after every meeting, is I always let every single person know, look, I would love to have an opportunity to work with you, but if I'm not the right person for you, that's okay too. Just let me know, and there's no hard feelings. I'm here to support your real estate journey in whichever way that looks like for you. I don't say it the same way every single time, but you kind of get what I'm saying. Because at that point, I'll either get a pretty hard commitment, which is like, no, like we love everything that you've said. We're not using anyone else. We want you to be the guy that works for us, whether we do it on market or off market. Or you're going to get the response, thank you for your time. I think we want to talk to a couple of other agents first. And you know what? I might even bring that up first. Hey, if you're talking to other agents, totally fine. Just let me know, right? Just so I'm not, wondering what's going on with your situation. If I'm not the right person, my feelings aren't going to be hurt. all I ask for is that you're open and honest with me. Okay. See how like I'm kind of saying the same thing, but slightly different way. So I don't say it the same way every single time, but I think you kind of get what I'm saying. It's kind of a backwards way or reverse psychology way of asking for the sale, if that makes sense, right? So instead of saying to somebody, this is like an old Mike Ferry kind of script, but it's like, great. Well, now I've got the listing agreement here. Go ahead and sign on the dotted line so I could help you get what you want in the time that you need it, right? So instead of going for like the assumptive close, I'm kind of doing somewhat the opposite, but still, in a lot of cases, I'm still getting the close, right? So I think that's one of the few things that I would keep in mind. So to kind of recap on that, one would be think about how much time that you're truly willing to give someone unconditionally. For me, it's like one meeting basically is what it boils down to. Okay. I'm not going to say it's like exactly an hour because sometimes they go for 2 hours, but one meeting is what everybody gets with me for free, unconditionally. If it doesn't work out, there's no resentment. Number two is having some type of checkpoint where you're saying, at least trying to get some type of commitment out of them. But the way in which I do that is in kind of that no-oriented fashion, which is actually still very much in line with the full fee agent. So it's to say like, hey, if I'm not the right person, it's okay, just let me know. The response is, no, you are the right person. See that? Okay. And if I don't get that response, then I know that maybe I'm not quite the favorite, and that's okay. I don't need to invest a whole lot of time. If I had to go off on a little bit of a tangent though, the follow-up, I think you should still be doing that because it's not like you have any other deal that you're working on anyway, right? At least get the reps of talking to people, like just get the nerves out. Because I would say on average for us to get a deal across the finish line, like we got to follow up with that person probably 6 or 7 times, to be completely honest. So you're doing exactly what you need to be doing, right? So with everything that I'm saying right now, don't think that I'm telling you to do the opposite. Just keep going forward, okay?